Greetings all, it's another Monday and it's another Joelum's album review. Last week I covered AC/DC's Highway to Hell. This week I'm going to be covering the follow-up. As always, when you're done watching this episode, you can go and watch previous episodes of Joelum's album review. The playlist is in the description box. And now let's get on with the video. Here's a little bit of a backstory on AC/DC, short and brief. They got together in 1973. They released 3 studio albums in Australia only, like High Voltage, TNT, and Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. They didn't break the international market until 1977, following the release of Let There Be Rock. And by 1979, they were popular in America. They were getting popular in America, by the way. They were set for more commercial success when they achieved it with Highway to Hell, an album I reviewed last week. You can go check that episode out yourself. The album was produced by Robert John Mutt Lange, a producer I covered on a previous album review episode, Def Leppard's Pyromania and Hysteria, episodes 3 and 10 respectively. You can go check those episodes out as well. He assisted in making the band sound more catchy and accessible. Highway to Hell became AC/DC's first gold record in America, peaking at number 17 on the Billboard 200, while reaching 8 in the UK. At the start of 1980, the band wrapped up the final leg of their tour and then planned to begin recording their next effort. All of a sudden, tragedy struck the band when singer Bon Scott died on February 19, 1980. After he went on a drinking binge, he fell asleep and never woke up. He died of pulmonary aspiration of vomit. However, the official cause of his passing on his death in his death certificate was from acute alcoholic poisoning, as classified as death by misadventure. Following Scott's funeral, the band considered splitting after devastating loss. However, friends and family of the band insisted they carry on. So what they did was recruit a new lead singer, and that lead singer turned out to be from England by the name of Brian Johnson. His charisma and lead vocal range impressed the band that he was soon hired as AC/DC's new lead singer. Writing and recording for what would be Back in Black took place at Compass Point Studios in Nassau, Bahamas, between April and May of 1980. Brian Johnson, having never recorded with them, felt pressure during the process. He even had trouble adjusting to the environment. But Lange, the producer, focused particularly on Johnson's vocals, demanding perfection. See, that's the thing about Mutt Lange. He demands and expects perfection out of all the bands he's produced records for. After recording was complete, it was mixed and mastered at Electric Lady Studios in New York City. Lead guitarist and founding member Angus Young mentioned in an interview that the reason they picked an all-black album cover was them paying tribute to their late lead singer Bon Scott, as it was their sign of mourning, quote-unquote. But Atlantic Records disliked the album cover, but accepted it anyway under the condition that they have a gray outline around the logo. Now I'm looking at the track listing for Back in Black. All the songs were written by Angus Young, Malcolm Young, and Brian Johnson. We start off with Hell's Bell, clocking in at 5 minutes 10 seconds. Shoot the Thrill clocks in at 5 minutes 17 seconds. What Do You Do for Money, Honey clocks in at 3:33. Giving the Dog a Bone clocks in at 3 minutes 30 seconds. Let Me Put My Love Into You clocks in at 4 minutes 16 seconds. The title track, Back in Black, clocks in at 4 minutes 15 seconds. You Shook Me All Night Long clocks in at 3:30. Have a Drink on Me clocks in at 3:57. Shake a Leg clocks in at 4:06. And the album closer, Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, clocks in at 4 minutes 15 seconds. AC/DC's Back in Black was released in the United States on July 25th, 1980. Released in the UK and the rest of Europe on July 31st. And in their country of Australia was released on August 11th, 1980. The album was an immediate commercial success, making its debut at number 1 on the British album charts and reached number 4 on the Billboard 200 album chart. Thanks to hit songs like the title track, Shoot the Thrill, You Shook Me All Night Long, which by the way is AC/DC's first top 40 hit single, reaching number 35 on the Billboard Hot 100, and Hell's Bells. Back in Black sold 22 million records in America alone, while selling double the amount, if not more, throughout the rest of the world. After Back in Black was released, AC/DC's previous records, Highway to Hell, If You Want Blood, You've Got It, and Let There Be Rock, all entered the British charts, re-entered the British charts, which made them the first band since the Beatles to have 4 records in the British Top 100 simultaneously. Back in Black's American success prompted Atlantic, the band's U.S. record company, to release their 1976 record Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap for the first time in the U.S. in May of 1981. Dirty Deeds reached number 3 on the U.S. charts, surpassing Back in Black's peak position. Okay. On December 13th, 2007, the album, once again certified 22 times multi-platinum by the RIAA. This placed 6th on the list of the best-selling albums in the U.S. Worldwide, it has sold 50 million copies. Wow. The biggest-selling hard rock album ever made. My overall rating for AC/DC's Back in Black is a 10 out of 10. Every song on the record delivered, and you can say what you want about producer Robert John Mutt Lange. When he expects perfection out of a band, not only do they deliver, but AC/DC's Back in Black has made music history and has a legacy other albums from other artists could not match. I gotta tell you something, this Mutt Lange, he would go on to produce future hit records such as Def Leppard's High and Dry, Foreigners 4, another AC/DC record, For Those About to Rock, We Salute You. He also did Def Leppard's Pyromania and Hysteria, by the way. He's made multi-platinum albums after multi-platinum albums, and I think it all started when he worked with AC/DC on Highway to Hell. Anyway, this has been Joel Ohm's Album Review. Expect another episode every single Monday.
Don't